I'm happy to report proof of concept is done. It is going to manufacturing. It works, and it works really well, and it's completely effortless and without any tension at all. So, having said that, I cannot attest that this is what George Benson does. It is not proven over a 40-year period of someone like that. I'm not saying it's that. I'm not saying it's at that level. I'm just saying it's a lot better than what I could do before. That I am saying. Whatever it is, it's a lot more clarity. And how I know is, you remember, those of you that have been following along, in your Mad Magazine study guide. Um, I got into using this microphone on my guitars, and I did that because I wanted to capture the articulation I was trying to get, and this gave me the acoustic sound, which gave the bite and articulation, which really helped the guitar sound the way I want to sound. If you've been watching the past month or so, you haven't, or maybe the past couple weeks, you haven't seen this at all. I figured out how to do that. I figured out how to make the guitar speak the way I wanted to sound without having to do that. And that was a major piece, So how did I figure that out? Well, the first thing I did, which, some of you may be familiar with, I don't claim that this is, individual concept, but I didn't arrive at it from anyone telling me, and I didn't remember, maybe other people say it, I don't know. But this is one small piece, and it's this. The logic of this. The faster I play, the lighter I touch. The slower I play, the heavier is my touch, both left and right hand. Why does that make sense? Because if I'm playing, what I see my contemporaries do is they're playing really well in a medium tempo, and then when it's time to speed it up, they're playing the same way, just trying to play faster. And so the same amount of force and energy and pressing as hard and picking as hard and all that, the muscles just don't respond like that. I discovered I had to go from being like, a sloth to a butterfly. And the way to do that was to pick much more lightly. And when I play, the notes speak, it's much easier on my hand. I can play much faster because I'm not, can you imagine like someone trying to run a sprint on their heels? It's like that. When you run a sprint, you get on your tiptoes, you run fast, it's the same thing. So the practice has been to play one tempo, and then when I go play fast, I lighten my touch and I lighten my left hand. Irrespective of pick angle and, directional and all that, if you just do that, your technique is going to improve. Your articulation is going to improve because the notes are not going to have as much sustain, which at speed you don't need or want anyway. At speed, you want the note to speak. So at speed, you want it to pop. You want that. Slowly, you want that. At speed, you want that. You can't get that at speed. You can't play fast like that, but you can go. You can do that. So that's what I've been doing. And when you hear, hold on. So, I've been playing language that affords me the chance to practice that, which is more, as Beth's called, flight of the bumblebee type of language. It affords me a better practice that my own vocabulary works like that too. But that's another, that's like climbing Everest and then trying to hang glide down. That's a lot. I'm trying to be smart about it. So I'm playing things that lend themselves, more diatonic playing, more sort of like traditional, and I'm offsetting that, as Phil Moss has said, or somebody said it, or someone said, like, with the rhythmic thing. I realize that that's a really good bridge, like, because the thing I like about Wes is his phrasing. If you go, like, that's brilliant. It's not, so that kind of be sort of boppish feeling things with playing lighter has made a big difference. So that's the first thing. I would suggest to you, if you want to play faster and cleaner, just practice. It seems like an easy thing, but it's taken me a while because it's like rubbing your head and patting your stomach type of thing. You know, to to try to play and have your left hand still speak, not that. It's not easy. Try to play this. I spent hours doing this. That's no good. I can't use that. So I had to see, well, I had to find just the lightest touch I could get to still make it speak. That's the big secret. When I'm playing that light, all the energy, all that sort of like anxiety, practicing that forces me to relax. The only way to play light is to relax. So by practicing that way, I naturally relax. Hence, I can play it for a long time because as far as my hand's concerned, it's not doing much. The accuracy is the thing, but not the power. I don't need the power if I'm playing fast. Powerful if I'm playing slow. And if I'm playing slow and powerful, then there's no strain. That's not a big deal to play. That's perfect. You want the guitar to sing if you're playing slow. But you don't want it to sing if you're going. And then when I begin to look at George Benson, I'll be damned. Because I didn't believe him. I asked him years ago, and I've asked him several times, like, do you press hard when you play? And he always said, no, I press very lightly when I play. And I thought, that's BS because I shook his hand. And his hand was like, shaking the hand of, the rock guy in the Fantastic Four. It felt like that. His hand was like iron, like steel, like Man of Steel grip. And I was like, this guy is able to rip, and he's playing heavy strings. I'm like, he is ripping the crap out of this. He's got to be. And he always said, no, I press very lightly. I was like, no, you don't, because I hear you play. And then I realized, well, wait a minute. When he plays slow, he is doing that. But when he plays fast, it's like a butterfly. It's just flying, flying. And I watched Bird, Charlie Parker, play. Look at his fingers. When he's soloing and he's playing fast, it's effortless. It's nothing. It's remarkable. I look at Train. Same thing. Then I remember thinking about Dizzy. Watch Dizzy. Dizzy, when he's playing his fastest stuff, is completely like relaxed. So for what it's worth, that's a big first step. If you just did that much, you'll have a good result. So then I began to say, well, let me practice the, things that I can use. The basic thing is to do whatever you're doing and practice it like that. That's rule number one. I just then begin to do things based upon 2 notes per string, the odd and even formula. Going this way, even, going this way, odd. Irrespective of what the choices are. But then I made some exceptions. So I play like, that's super light. It's like no effort to play that. And I realized like how like playing that way with mere mortals, it's crazy. Because they're like, how can you do it? Like, I don't know. Like, I think today I played Lazy Bird for 39 minutes. And when I stopped playing, it was like minute 1. I felt no anything. And that's from just playing light and shifting between slow notes, a little heavier, fast notes, lighter. Just practicing that. But practicing, playing a major scale, it's not going to work. So a little heavier. I have to just do it as the lightest I can that still speaks. I know I can play it hard. That's the non-issue. So I'm practicing to my weaknesses. The other thing I was doing is I was letting the pick do a little more of the work. So as opposed to so much where it's like that, I just let the pick like let me spotlight the center square and you'll see. So as opposed to this, where the pick is like this, I can hold it very lightly. See, the pick is doing the work. That's what I've been doing. So, I hope that's not anticlimactic in terms of what I've been doing. More than that is, we should save for another Zoom call because, there's lots to it and it's too much in one shot. But I would say, yes, Beth?
Well, I mean, just a quick aside. I noticed today that I was watching your right hand specifically, and there was a couple points where it looked like your thumb almost let go of the pick. There was just brief little flashes, and I was like, "Am I seeing that right?" But you were so relaxed with it that there
Correct.
was like I'm glad you mentioned it because I thought I'm like hallucinating, but that's so interesting.
Yeah. Well, I just realized that I'll show you what I have on my screen. Not that. I don't want to show you that. Not that. Not you. Get out of there. Where is it? Oh, this thing. And if it's helpful, I'll put this in the group if anyone finds this to be something that's going to be helpful to look at. But I looked at this. This sort of gave me a clue about it. See that? You see how much pick is on the string? That's a lot of pick on the string. And can you see how loosely he's holding that? It's like nothing. It's like it's floating off his first finger. The thumb is really just there to hold it on his first finger. There's not really much going on. And I thought about, that inspired me to say, I wonder if, not for hand position, not to like, oh, make my hand just like that, but like with the idea of like, if the holding the pick is that light, is that what's going on? And that was the thing that allowed the George Benson guitar to sound good and allowed this guitar to sound like all my guitars are sounding much better vis-a-vis just, and here's the other thing. The one sound I've never heard George Benson get in all his recordings, maybe you have, but I've never heard it, is this. That sort of pinched that all of us get. I get it, Russell Malone gets it, Mark Whitfield gets it, Ed Cherry gets it, all of us get it. Where it's like you're clearly overplaying. And on every recording of George Benson, you never hear that. It's always. I was like, man, how could I play and never get the pink sound? Play lighter in my left hand, play lighter in my right hand. So I practiced that. I've been working that through proof of concept, and then you know what? The concept worked. Bam. There you go. So it's a simple thing, but I would, if you want to play faster, start with what you're playing currently and practice that sort of really light touch. Any questions about this picking stuff before I?
I had a quick question, if you don't mind. I find it's my right hand and right arm that tends to tense up more than my left hand. So is it? I'm sure it's partially just woodshedding, but also I know it's like psychological, right? Like maybe like forcing yourself to relax, being conscious of that tension. If there's anything like any pointers you can give on keeping the right arm and right hand more relaxed, I think I'd love to hear that.
That's a great. I mean, you can either be an example. Your life can be an example to other people of what's possible, or it can be a warning. You decide.
Stroke, because I think like up, down, up, it would have to be four
Well, if
to
I'm going
go
to play
down.
two notes on a string, I would only use an upstroke if I'm playing two notes on a string and I want to flow into go down. So I would go up, down, down. But this is an inherently weak move.
Yeah.
So you got to be good at that. I do that, but I limit that. There's some lines that require that, but not a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Here again, it's even there are exceptions to it all.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking if you did it systematically or if it's more organic with the upstroke, because that's an interesting thing for me is to start with the upstroke. The rare, I don't do it much, but when I do, I'm curious how that fit into the.
Earlier, you mentioned that you used to use this little microphone on your guitar
Yes.
because it brought out the sound of the acoustic and the electric kit together.
Yep.
And then you said that you now don't have to do that and you're making all your guitars sound better.
Correct.
That because of the lighter while you're playing and
Yep.
using the 2 and 3 and letting the pick do more of the work. Those are the
Mostly
things.
Mostly the lighter touch. Mostly just picking lighter.
Okay.
Even if you just pick lighter and don't change your picking, it's still going to be better.
And that improved your tone right there.
I think it did. You tell me.
Wow.
I think it does.
Awesome.
I mean, that required no effort. Not the vocabulary. The vocabulary I had to learn and develop, but the actual mechanics to play it, no effort. In my sleep, literally. All right, good. Yes, Beth Marla.
He's smart. I'm going to ask the stupidest question I've probably asked so far. Just because now I'm curious, and we're talking about all these subtle things. What gauge of strings do you use? I'm really
Okay. I use on all my jazz guitars, I use Diodario Chrome Medium CG26 13 to 56 flat wounds. That's what I've used since Dizzy era. 13.
Wow, flats.
Only flats. Why? Because the angle the angle that I used to pick to play jazz would catch the seam of the string. It would catch it. It wouldn't allow me to. It wouldn't work. So round wound strings require me to play more straight on. Plus, I'm not a fan of. I get it if that doesn't bother you, or if that's part of the sound. Okay, great. Cat poop and cookies can be all right too, but I'm not trying to live that life. I mean, whatever. If that's part of your sound, if I want squeaks, I'll buy a mouse. I don't. I'm here to hear guitar, not squeaking. Hello. Yes.
Lately, I see you playing this E-spin a lot. So with such a beautiful collection of guitars, what is it about this one that keeps you coming back a lot lately?
Do you want the true answer?
Yeah.
It's not in a case.
Okay. Okay.
It's the first thing I pick up when I come into the room. It's like, oh, you're out on a music stand. You're out on a guitar stand. There it is. That's really what it is. I mean, no, and I like the acoustic sound of it. I like this. I like a little bit of that. I like to hear the guitar in my ear while I'm playing too. Yeah. But I do have, this is. I don't even play this thing. Isn't that a beautiful guitar? Look at that. Wait a minute. Let me spotlight it so you can see what it is. That's a D'Angelico SSXL. Whatever it is. I don't know. Yeah, I like this. I mean, I like the Benedetto too. It's not my favorite neck. I like the Diodario neck and the Benedetto body. So yeah, it's basically that.
Blues and F.
All right, that's easy. All right, let me first I have to find something to erase. I think I can erase "You Stepped Out of a Dream" because I don't like playing that. I don't play that anyway. So let me see. Oh, I already erased it. See that? Very cool. All right, so I'm erasing all the tracks. I'm hitting both buttons. So now this is blank. So the first thing I do to make a backing track is go to Drum Genius and pick what drums I'm going to use. So I'll use, in this case, I'll use Brian Blade. That's 262, but I'm going to go a little slower. Here's Brian Blade at 232, 233. So I'm just going to record this to my loop pedal right here. That's a loop pedal. Record it to there. There we go. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 1, 6, 2, 5. And the second chorus, same as the first. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? Now this is a looper. That's a looper playing now. Then I go to the bass. For bass parts, I cut off most of the reverb. The bass. Usually I use the foot pedal so I can kick in right when I want to. But for purposes of this, I'll just let it go. So I'm going to press start and I'm going to pick it up in the second half. So here we go. There it is. Then put the more reverb on. And I'll play the guitar part, rhythm part. All right, here we go. I'll put a little grease on it. will be like my sort of inside track, and I'll be like, you know what, that's pretty good, but it is me after all. So. Then I play to that. That's what I do. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, Rodney, it sounded awesome, man. I want to know if your bass course is still posted. You're a smoking bass player, man.
The bass course is posted, and thank you. And because you are in Tune World, you have access to that bass course. Did I charge for that? I gave it free for everybody in Tune World, right?
Donation based.
Yeah, so you can donate what you think it's worth.
I'd be happy to. Yeah, I'll message you.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I can do is, like, now that I have it, like, you know, that thing, you know, that I can play around with. Sometimes I just play trio, you know. I don't, you know, I need. You know, I was working chromatics. Then I practice within the chromatics, breaking up the phrase into 2s and 3s. So like you have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. As opposed to, which is very boring. It's okay on the upbeat, but surefire is 2 and 3. You repeat notes. You know, and so it is. So that's the process. If I get really adventuresome, I will play a keyboard part, you know, a functional organ part, you know, just to so it's not all. But most of the time, I don't care about that because it's not performance. It's, you know, it's not performance. When I want to perform, I have tracks that I've made where I gave it more love, you know, like Lover Man, for example. If I want it to sound like a record, you know. You know, and I play like, you know, Little Sunflower, and you know, some of the tunes are more produced than others. But for most of the purposes, you know, I want to go back to my Bruce Johnson days. So this is normal blues, but then the third chorus, the bass goes free, quote, for 4 courses. Now listen what the bass does now. That's what I'm in. Yes, Alex?
I was wondering if that was like the illusion thing that you showed earlier, where I was still hearing the changes because of the first couple
Correct.
courses. So is the bass? Were you landing on the 4 chord? For
No.
example? Okay, because I'm still hearing that.
But I'm landing rhythmically. The rhythmic cadence is like that.
Okay.
So I'm going like this. So the rhythmic thing feels like that, but the notes have nothing to do with that. Nice feature of this pedal, I want to lift the key. Yeah, like that. You know, and then I've got my other, you know, that's that. Then I got like in my, oh, that's Lover Man, I just played that. And then I have like, Maceo vibe, you know? Yeah. A minor blues altered. You know? Another original, number 5, The Open Road. Play piano on this one. You wanna hear my piano chops? But you know, it's more producing. I got called to be the house guitar player for the Mark Whitfield tribute dinner. No joke. They're giving him an award, some tribute, and they asked me to be the guitar player in the house band.
Are you doing it?
Yeah,
Cool.
why not? I like Mark. Why not?
When's the gig?
I think November 1st.
Rodney, when you play the that split octave,
Yeah.
the thumb, it's 3 notes, right? Is the thumb getting 2 and the fingers getting 1, or the thumb getting 1 and the fingers getting 2?
Thumb's not getting any.
All fingers.
Yeah.
Ah,
You're talking about my right hand?
yeah.
Oh yeah. The thumb is getting 1 and the finger's getting 2.
And it's only one finger.
Yeah. I mean,
Awesome.
I can do it with both. I do use both for trilling.
Gotcha. But generally, I look like one. A thumb is one index fingers 2.
Yeah.
And the shape always stays the same on the left hand. Is it always 4th then a 5th?
For me, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not to be confused with the other George Benson thing.
Right.
That's a different thing, but
Okay.
yeah.
That's fun.
So then, high fly. Equinox. To be followed by Summertime. All that, Then Blue Bossa. Yeah. There's something I call new album tune. I have no idea what it is. Oh yeah. Oh, this is a good tune. Check the changes out. Yeah. Then I want to practice on D minor. I posted this in SoundCloud in the group. Everybody has this D minor practice track. Sugar. I'm not going to go through all of them. Yeah. Then Fast Impressions. You know this? My best Pat Martino impression. I can't imitate him. Yeah, and on and on. I got millions of tracks. And then Janine Latin, Morning of the Carnival. Listen to Your Heart, which is my original, one of my favorite ones I like to play. Another Funk Groove, another version of Janine. Primary Down Count, which is very challenging for people. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this illustrious evening.